Don't come to the wedding. You and your kids just make things awkward. That was my mom's text. Jenna replied with a laughing emoji. Megan piled on. I'm Chloe, and in that moment, I stopped being their wallet. I typed one line. Then you won't need my card for the venue. They laughed again, because they had no idea. The contract? In my name. The $3,000 deposit? My credit card. The coordinator called to say the final payment failed. I asked a simple question. If I cancel, does it stick? She said yes. I did. Same date, same time, rebooked as a quiet vow renewal for my friends Carla and Denise, two women who deserved joy more than my family deserved another free ride. They told me not to come, so I didn't. But the wedding wasn't happening without me anyway. Have you ever been cut off by your own family? Tell me below, and if this hits, tap like and subscribe. I don't remember when my mom stopped treating me like her daughter and started treating me like her personal bank account. Maybe it was after my divorce, when I was vulnerable, and she realized I'd do anything to keep her approval. For years, I paid, quietly. Birthdays, rent, car repairs, emergency medical bills that never existed. She'd call it helping family. But somehow, I was the only one helping. When Jenna announced her wedding, I thought maybe this was my chance to finally be included, not just useful. I covered the deposits, $4,000 in total, venue, florals, rentals, all under my name. They didn't even come to the first meeting. I took time off work, sat with the coordinator alone, pretending it was teamwork. And then, that Tuesday, standing in line at the pharmacy, holding a $140 antibiotic for my sick kid, I saw that text. Don't come to the wedding. You and your kids just make things awkward. It felt like the ground split open right there. My youngest coughing at home, my wallet almost empty, and they were laughing about me like I was a joke. Jenna reacted with a laughing emoji. Megan sent a meme of a girl being kicked out of a party. Mom didn't even defend me. She just said, "Don't make drama." It wasn't just the betrayal. It was the precision. The way they all joined in. Synchronized cruelty wrapped in humor. And I realized this wasn't a one-time thing. It never was. They never saw me, not as a sister, not as a daughter, just a reliable line of credit with feelings they didn't have to acknowledge. So I muted the group chat, but I didn't cry. I just stared at my phone, one thought repeating in my head. You wanted me out of the wedding? Fine, but you just canceled your own. The next morning, my phone rang. It was the venue coordinator. Hi, Chloe. Someone from your party tried to make the final payment, but it didn't go through. Since you're the primary on the contract, I wanted to confirm what you'd like to do. Her voice was soft but steady. Mine wasn't. I felt something icy spread through my chest. If I cancel the event, I asked, does it stick? She hesitated for a heartbeat, then said, yes, then cancel it. She didn't ask why. She didn't have to. I think she already knew. After I hung up, I sat at my kitchen table staring at the receipt from the pharmacy. $140 for antibiotics I barely afforded. I'd just spent thousands funding people who couldn't stand me, and here I was counting pennies for my child's medicine. By noon, the venue was no longer Jenna's. I'd rebooked the same date, same time, same everything. But for Carla and Denise, two women I'd known since college who had eloped quietly during COVID and never got the celebration they deserved. When I told them what happened, they both cried. Why would you do this for us? Denise asked. Because I need to remember what it feels like to do something kind and not get punished for it, I said. By that evening, the group chat was buzzing again. Megan, why did the venue say our event got canceled? Jenna, what is going on? Mom, don't make drama. Not one of them texted me directly. I ignored it until my stepdad, Rick, messaged me privately. Your mom's losing it. I told her this was coming. You've done too much for them, Chloe. I'm sorry. Rick had always been the quiet one, but he saw everything. He was the only one who showed up when I moved after my divorce, the only one who came to my son's soccer games, the only one who looked me in the eye when I was exhausted and said, you don't have to keep fixing everything. We met for coffee the next morning. He looked tired. I told your mom she pushed too far, he said. If she doesn't change, I don't know if I can stay married to her. That hit harder than any insult my family had ever thrown at me. For the first time, someone inside that house saw what I saw. how broken it had become. The group chat went quiet after that. Jenna must have seen the venue's Instagram post, their announcement about the new private event replacing her wedding. Her stylist followed that page. She knew, they all knew, but no one admitted it. No apologies, no calls, no acknowledgement. Just silence. The same silence they'd always given me whenever I stopped paying. And for once, that silence didn't hurt. It felt like peace. By Saturday morning, the silence finally broke. Megan messaged me directly for the first time in weeks. "Hey," she wrote, "random question. Do you know why the venue says our event's no longer on the calendar? Jenna's freaking out a little." A little. The irony almost made me laugh. I didn't reply. A few hours later, the florist called, saying someone named Angela, my mom, had tried to pay the balance, but her card declined. "Are you still the point of contact?" she asked gently. "No," I said, "not anymore." Then I blocked her number. By evening, they formed a new group chat titled Rebuild the Plan. Jenna's first message, "I'm done playing games. Someone better tell me what the hell is going on with my wedding." I ignored it. But when Mom called my house phone, something she hadn't done in years, I knew this wasn't over. The moment I picked up, her voice came sharp and panicked. "You sabotaged your sister's wedding. How could you be so petty?" I didn't raise my voice. Was I even invited anymore? That stopped her. Just for a second. Then she started twisting the story, desperate to rewrite history. "You took it too literally, Chloe. I was stressed. I didn't mean you couldn't come. I just meant later. You know how Jenna gets. She's hormonal, emotional. You're being dramatic." That word, dramatic, hit a nerve. It was the label she'd used my entire life whenever I tried to defend myself. I hung up. That night, Rick texted, "You okay?" I told him the truth. "I'm not angry, I'm just done." He said, "Then maybe that's peace, Chloe." We met for coffee the next morning. He looked drained, older somehow. "The house is a mess," he said. "Your mom's furious, Jenna's in meltdown mode, Megan's trying to play the hero. I told your mom that if she doesn't change, I don't know how much longer I can stay." He told me Jenna had spent 2 days calling every venue in the area. Everything was booked solid. She finally found one available slot, a budget banquet hall outside town Wednesday night 2 weeks later. The kind of place with sticky floors, plastic folding chairs, and fluorescent lights. I laughed. I couldn't help it. Rick smiled faintly. "I told them I'm not paying a dime unless they apologize," he said. Jenna called me manipulated. I told her, "No, I'm just finally paying attention." When the new wedding finally happened, I didn't go. But photos made their way to me anyway, through friends, cousins, even one of the vendors. The venue looked miserable. Beige walls, harsh lights, half-empty tables. The cake collapsed in the middle. The music cut in and out. And the highlight? One of Jenna's uninvited ex-friends caught the bouquet and shouted, "Too bad the groom's still texting me." The room froze. Jenna fled crying. The DJ stopped playing. People whispered. Rick texted me later that night. "It was a disaster. Just thought you should know." For a long moment, I just stared at his message, then typed back, "You tried." That's more than they ever did. For the first time, I didn't feel guilt or grief, just a clean, quiet freedom. The wedding disaster became the talk of our small town. I didn't have to be there to hear about it. Everyone else made sure I knew. The photos said it all. Plastic chairs, melted cake, and an uninvited ex screaming that the groom was still texting her. But the real chaos happened after. A few days later, Rick called. His voice was heavy, like someone who hadn't slept in days. "Your mom and Jenna blamed me," he said quietly. "They said it was my fault the wedding fell apart, that I should have paid more, done more." He sighed. "I told them they pushed away the only person holding that family together, you." For a second, I couldn't breathe. No one had ever defended me before. That night, he texted again. "I meant it, Chloe. If your mom doesn't change, I'm done. I can't live like this anymore." I didn't reply right away, but I knew he meant every word. Then came Mom's message, long and syrupy. "Things got out of hand. Families fight, but we forgive. You should come to the new wedding and let's just move forward." Move forward. As if nothing had happened. As if she hadn't told me I wasn't welcome. I stared at the text for a while before replying, "I'm not angry, Mom. I'm just not available anymore." That same night, I opened my banking app. The rental car Megan had been using for weeks, under my name. I canceled it. The family phone plan, my card was on file. I removed it. The bridal dress rental I'd paid for, no longer my responsibility. They wanted independence? They were about to get it. Within hours, my phone lit up with calls. Megan first, her voice trembling. They said they'll tow the car if I don't pay. How could you do this to me? I took a breath. How could you? Then hung up. An hour later, the house phone rang again. It was Rick. Your mom's losing it, he said. Jenna's crying, Megan's panicking. They don't understand that you were the glue. I didn't say anything. I didn't need to. That evening, Rick showed up at my door. He looked exhausted, holding a small box, old photos, a sweater I'd left, a few books. I wanted to give these back before things get worse, he said softly. Then, almost ashamed, he added, I took out a loan, $15,000, just enough to help them through. I couldn't watch it all fall apart. My chest tightened. Rick, you shouldn't have... He cut me off. I know, but someone has to do the right thing, even if no one deserves it. I disappeared for a moment, then returned with an envelope, $2,000 in cash. For you, I said, not for them. He blinked, stunned. Chloe, you don't have to... I know, I said quietly. Neither did you. He nodded, eyes glistening. I still think of you as my daughter. When he left, I stood by the window, watching the taillights fade. And for the first time in my life, I didn't feel abandoned. I felt free. Weeks passed. The calls slowed, then stopped. My mom's texts turned from guilt to silence, and honestly, I preferred it that way. Rick kept his word. He left. He packed his things, paid off what he could, and moved into a small condo downtown. He called one evening just to say, I can finally breathe again, and I believed him. Months later, I saw a few photos online. Jenna's redo wedding at some vineyard. Nicer place, same hollow smiles. Rick paid for that one too, his final act of kindness before walking away for good. He texted me that night, it's done, I'm free. And I knew he didn't mean the wedding. After that, he started over. A new apartment, a quiet life, someone kind beside him. We still meet for coffee once a month. He laughs easier now. He looks lighter. My mom and sisters? They went back to pretending, filtered pictures, quotes about growth and boundaries, as if hashtags could erase history. I don't follow them anymore. But every so often I catch a glimpse, and instead of anger, I just feel distance. The kind that feels like safety. One morning, Rick said something that stayed with me. You broke the cycle, Chloe. And I think he's right. For years, I believed love meant paying until people stayed. Now I know better. Love that demands your silence, your savings, and your sanity isn't love. It's control dressed up as family. The day my mom texted, don't come to the wedding. You and your kids just make things awkward. I thought it was the end of everything. But really, it was the beginning. The moment I stopped funding my own mistreatment. The day I chose peace over approval. I used to think I lost a family. Now I know I just stopped paying for one. If you've ever had to walk away from people you thought would love you forever, remember this. You don't owe anyone your peace. And if this story hit home, tap like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, what's the moment you finally chose yourself?